Terrific. Thanks very much, everyone, for joining us for this pre-match press conference ahead of India versus Bangladesh. Tomorrow, we're joined by India's bowling coach, Mhambre, who'll take questions from the floor here in Pune. So, can we see a show of hands, please, and we'll run a mic to you.
Hi, Paras.
Hi.
Three good victories.
Yeah.
Is there thought being given to rotation of the bowling attack, or is it about playing the best team for every game through the World Cup?
Yeah, I think it's important to maintain this start really. So as of now, there's no discussion of kind of rotation for us from our point of view. I think it's important to carry this momentum for the next game as well. No thought as much.
Coach here. As a team management and a bowling unit, how hard is it to keep a bowler like Shami out of the 11, given the way he's bowling in the nets, troubling the own Indian batsman?
See, honestly, it's never an easy decision. I think, but I think the conversations are around. We had a clear chat with him. Whenever we select a squad, the messages from us is very clear that we pick a squad we feel is the best for that wicket. And I think sometimes you will miss out. Someone like him is missing out. Someone like Ash will miss out. And I think that's the communication that we have with him. We're very clear. Difficult decision, honestly. With the quality that he brings to the team, new ball, death. It's difficult to take that decision, but you have to take that decision. You only have 11 on the field. But yeah.
Paras,
Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry.
So as a bowling coach, you've had to work with a depleted unit throughout your tenure, and now come the big World Cup.
Yeah.
How good is it to have both Bumrah and Kuldeep and working with the full strength bowling unit? How good is that?
Ask me about it, man. It's been tough. I thought, last few years, couple of years, been really tough. It's tough to miss someone like Bumrah. You've seen him the last 3 games that he's played. What really he brings to the table. He's a world-class bowler. Gives you that breakthrough that you require in the power plays. Is well adapted to bowl in the middle overs, and he's a top gun death bowler. So I think in that sense, we really missed him. Glad that he's shaping well. He really. And I think we must credit the staff back at the NCA, the medical department, the physios out there, and out here as well. I think really worked hard behind the scenes for the last few years, from where he was and to get him out here. So credit goes to them as well. But as you said, I think it's a big bonus to have someone like him. With Kuldeep, obviously, the last few years, he's worked on certain things. We worked on with him on certain things in terms of his bowling, his action, and you can translate that in the way he's bowled. His speeds are gone up, his accuracy is up there, hitting those lengths consistently. And I think he really complements in between as a wicket-taking option as well. He is a wicket-taking option for us, and he's done that. I think both. So in combination, both, I think you're gun bowlers for us.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
We have seen 2 big upsets in this World Cup. Does it make you take Bangladesh seriously, even though they have not performed really well in their last 2 matches?
I think honestly, I thought when you enter a World Cup, every team will pose you a challenge. So from our perspective, maybe any team, I don't think we'll take anyone. That's a discussion that we had. That's one of the points that we spoke about. Can happen, but from our point of view, every game, because we are the only side playing on 9 different teams, 9 different venues, 9 different surfaces that offer different challenges for us. So we want to prepare for that. So maybe the Bangladesh or maybe Netherlands, I think we want to treat that game equally important.
Hi, Pers. Continuing with the last question, Bangladesh obviously won 3 of the 4 matches between the teams, last 4 matches. So, but the vibe already here is that India is clear favorites, and obviously World Cup is a different stage. India is playing very well. But do you feel that if Bangladesh win tomorrow, it will be an upset, or do you think it will just like other games?
See, honestly, it's a game, right? What you really come out here is execute your plans to the best of your ability. That's a game. It's a tough side. As I just mentioned, every game for us is important. Every opponent for us is important. We are not even looking at that side. I think what we want to focus on what we're going to do, what we're going to achieve in this game. We have our plans. If we execute our stuff, we will win. And that's the only thing that we're talking about. The discussion that we in the team is that, nothing else about the opponents, really.
Hi, Coach. Yeah. Hi. How do you see Bangladesh pace bowling unit, and how do you compare with them with the World Cup bowlers?
To be honest, Tashkent has shown, I've seen whatever I've seen of Tashkent in the last few years. I think he is one of the good fast bowlers that you see worldwide. He's played well. He's performed in different venues, different surfaces. Maybe Bangladesh is never an easy kind of a surface out there, not too seamer friendly. But whatever scene performance that he done, he's a really good bowler. But yeah. Others, I think when you're part of an international squad, you have to be good to be represent your country. So in that sense, others have good enough, and the spinners as well. Tash, you have Mehdi. Both the Mehdis have done well. It's good. It's a good squad, and it's a good bowling attack. Yeah.
Good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon.
After your match with the Pakistan, actually, PCB had made a complaint with ICC that there was a misconduct with the Pakistani players. How do you see these complaints are coming from the PCB? They also raise the issue of visas for the journalists and the fans. Do you think it's because of the losing with the?
I honestly, I'm the wrong person to answer that question. Really, I've not even heard what you're saying. That's not something. It's not my domain. So really, I can't answer that. Yeah.
Coach, you spoke about Kuldeep. I mean,
Yeah.
You spoke about that basically the technical aspect.
Yeah.
Did you also work with him on the mental side, because he was really down when you took over? His performance was down. Then it really, gradually. So was there any mental aspect also you worked on him?
You need to, right? At this level, there's so much pressure that you go through. You need to understand. I can't go too much in depth of what we really spoke, but I said from the mental perspective, you need to work with the mental aspect as well. You as a bowler at the international level go through a lot of swings. It's a high pressure games that when you play for your representing country, and the pressure is going to be there. I think it's important to how do you deal with the pressure. There are different ways to deal with it, but that other than the technical aspect, your mental aspect is important. It's important to be in the right frame of mind. In the right space, I feel when you playing every game, and I think that's something we worked on. It's a combination. He's understood where we come from, what are the areas we need to improve, and I think you need to give credit to him. Even after that, he played so much long. He played a fair bit of international cricket prior to that, but to understand why we are saying certain things and work on it, I think you compliment him. That's important. He's worked on it. We are there to help him, and he's taken a help.
पारस, ये सीजन का पहला मैच है ये ग्राउंड पे, तो क्या फर्क होता है इसका, क्योंकि ये पार्ट में बारिश भी अच्छी हुई है, तो विकेट के हिसाब से क्या फर्क होता है?
आई थिंक एक तो हमारे लिए एज अ डिफरेंट चैलेंज ही रहा है. जैसे मैंने बोला कि हम 9 डिफरेंट वेन्यूज पे खेल रहे हैं. हमें मालूम है कि 9 डिफरेंट सर्फेसिस रहेंगे. वेदर वाइज कंडीशंस अलग रहेंगे. हम नागपुर में थे तो वो गर्म था, हम धर्मशाला खेलेंगे ठंडा होगा. सो आई थिंक जो हमें मालूम है कि ये होगा. हम एज अ टीम सोचते हैं कि ये सरफेस पे प्रायर टू इसके ये महीने में कभी मैचेस हुए कि नहीं. जो पास डेटा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि देखने के पास गेम्स में क्या हुआ है. पर आप अगर ये सरफेस को देखोगे तो काफ़ी अच्छा सरफेस रहा है ओवरऑल कंसिस्टेंटली. आप कोई भी मैच देखो, आप T20 खेलो, वनडे खेलो, ये बहुत ही अच्छा सरफेस रहा है. एज अ बॉलिंग यूनिट मुझे लग रहा है चैलेंजिंग सरफेस है, बिकॉज बहुत अच्छी तरह से बॉल बैट पे आता है. छोटा ग्राउंड है कंपेरेटिवली, आप बाकी के वेन्यूज पे देखोगे छोटा ग्राउंड है, हाई ऑल्टीट्यूड है. सो आई थिंक यहाँ पे बाउंड्रीज ज़्यादा स्कोर होते हैं, सिक्सर ज़्यादा स्कोर होंगे. सो एक चैलेंजिंग है, एंड हम वही बात करें कि ये चैलेंज कैसे हम एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, हम किस चीज़ों पे फोकस कर सकते हैं. हम वही कर रहे हैं कि हमें किस चीज़ों पे फोकस करना है. सो आई थिंक सरफेस हमें मालूम है कैसे रहने वाला है. अब है कि हम किस चीज़ वो चैलेंज कैसे एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, और जो चीज़ हमारे हाथ में है हम उसी पे फोकस कर सकते हैं. बाकी हमारे हाथ में नहीं कुछ.
Coach,
Hi.
I know you said earlier you weren't giving any thought to rotation at this stage. How hard is it to leave out a player of Ashwin's quality, and how is he reacting at the moment to not being in the team?
Yeah, it's a really tough one. I think when you have a world-class bowler in amongst your 15 and unable to, we don't get an opportunity to give him a great game. That's a tough call. You have to take that tough call. But I think for us, the conversation has always been around the team-centric and all the decisions that we have taken, not only prior to this game, but the last few years. I think conversation will always be around. We go with the side what is the best. Obviously, the surface depends on what surface we are playing, but the best combination that we feel will be helpful on that surface. And in that sense, he's been a great lad. He understands that. He's a great team guy. I've never seen him grumpy, haven't seen him complaining any time for any of the last few years that he's been with us. So having someone like that, a team guy in a team, really helps. And I think credit goes to him. Even after so many years, I think he's there. He wants to do well for the team. He turns up every practice session, goes through the rigorous grinds, and he keeps bowling. So I think he's a great team man, and I must compliment that.
Paras, there is no guarantee whether Shakib will play tomorrow or not.
So no guarantee?
Shakib Al Hasan will play
Okay,
or
yeah.
not. But the stats wise, Indian batsmen have been most vulnerable to left-arm spinners.
Right.
As against off spin or leg spin. Why is that so? And is there any method, either strategy to counter you?
See, when you play as a batsman, you'll sometime or somewhere or the other you will ask against someone. You know, if you look at matchups, there'll be some matchups saying that he's weak against this, is good against that player, bowler especially. But honestly, I don't think any conversation that we have out here. We know he's a good player. He's done well for Bangladesh. He's a champion player. You know, he's handy. He bats for the team. He bowls well. He bowls in the power plays. He's a quality bowler, and I think you got to give that to him. But for us, really, it doesn't really matter. I think for us is that day what we do in terms of our preparation, our execution, and we have a game plans. So I honestly believe, and that's what when I voice it's for the team, from the team's point of view as well. I think if you execute your plans to the max, you're going to do well. And I think that's all that we are focusing about. You know, our execution of our plans, and that's it, nothing else.
Coach, this World Cup, the middle overs period has been kind of that swing period where teams have collapsed a couple of times at least. So is that giving a cue to our batting unit to kind of go hard in the first few overs, like Rohit's template? He's kind of going after the bowling right from the start in a couple of games you have seen. So is that the method behind the approach in the first few overs, that that's the best time to accumulate runs and set the tempo for the rest of the innings?
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's good because especially on a surface when a new ball comes onto the bat nicely. It's also center oriented in terms of what surface you're playing. I think that surface will behave differently in different phases. And with the last few games, it's got a little slower. You know, whatever we played, it got a little slower in the middle overs. It wasn't coming onto the bat as well as the earlier bit. But yeah, sometimes you'll have to take those opportunities, those chances. And I think the best phase is with the limited fielders outside the 30-yard circle, new ball. I think that's the best time. Sometimes it's not a strategy as well. I think it's not that a special strategy that we're going with, looking at what has happened in the earlier games. That's something that's what we've approached. That's our approach has been throughout for the last few years. So there's nothing different in terms of because the surface has behaved differently that we're going to approach this tournament especially differently. No, I think that's been our plan earlier. And yeah, that's we're going to execute that.
Hi, Coach. Your observations about Surya, the way he is batting in the nets and countering bowlers, and do you think he's ready for his maiden World Cup game?
So Surya is a champion player. He's a match winner for you. He's shown you last inning that he's played. The way he toils with, it's kind of 360 player that we've been talking about. He's a difficult batsman to bowl, especially in all. Anywhere. I think it's, you look at the fine leg area, you need to get it covered, the third man area get covered, you bring covers up, you start playing out there. So he's a 360 player, a difficult batsman to bowl to. And yes, it's a difficult decision, I said. It's like Ashwin or like Shami, Surya is a quality player. It's difficult to miss someone like him in the team or get him. But you need to create an opportunity, a place for him to play. And the question then asked is, who do you replace him with? So that's always the challenge. People always say it's like, he should be playing. I think he should be playing. But the question sometimes in whose place? I think that's a challenge. So you don't have a slot for him right now, but we all know what he brings to the table. He is a match winner for you, and I'm sure he'll get an opportunity. If opportunity arises, he will get his game.
Thank you.
Thank you.